With that, Google has another problem on their sleeve, and that is Samsung is, it sounds like this is internal kind of things, is debating leaving Google, as in getting rid of Google search on Samsung devices and moving over to Bing. I've talked about this before, that with ChatGPT in Bing search, which I'm using Chrome here for this, but I actually use Bing as my daily driver now. I use Microsoft Edge because of ChatGPT, because it makes it so much more fun to use and easier to just get my answer instead of pulling up articles that I have to scroll for my answer. Even when Google, pulls a little paragraph up saying, "Hey, this is your answer. This is what you were looking for." It's not always exactly what I wanted or with the detail I wanted. Versus Bing Chat usually has it with the detail I wanted. If not, I just ask a question in the conversation to get the answer I wanted, and it knows the context. Versus Google, I'm kind of rewording my search, researching. And Samsung's taking note on that, and you just can't blame them because it's kind of a big deal to do that. Now, this could give Apple, who does this current revenue share agreement with Alphabet, to chance to either make more money, make less money. Maybe Apple will switch too, which would be incredibly wild to see. This could even just give Apple better terms to try and work with Google on this. This was going to force Google to make Bard way better than Bard is. And yeah, I mean, if you haven't used ChatGPT itself, I would encourage trying Microsoft Edge. And you can use the chatbot on Microsoft Edge as if you are a regular person, and or not a regular person, if you are just trying to ask the chatbot questions, but you can also just search things and then use the chat section to get your answer, and you'll see just how little of a tweak it is, but how big of a change it is in how you search and find information. That said, it is a little concerning seeing things, if Google really loses these big contracts like this that everybody just goes to Google for at the moment, we could see a huge change in just Google in general and how it works and what's really going to look like. I mean, Apple could bargain for better monetization money, and that's 2 billion Apple. I mean, that's a lot of devices to try and get that with. And it also gives Microsoft kind of a way in now. If Samsung is willing to switch, and Samsung we know makes a lot of parts for Apple, if Apple's seeing these big companies switching off of Google, what's to hold them back? I mean, Microsoft's in the they were sitting down here compared to, you had your Google search, you had your Bing search, and then you had, the other guys were somewhere below the table. And then you just had, Bing search got ChatGPT, and it went kind of, in line. And then with ChatGPT 4, I would say it went above. I mean, it was probably a little bit above even with 3. But this is a real turning point if these companies are really going to consider actually switching who's providing them with this ability to do these things. And that's just, you're going to have to wonder, man. I mean, that's some big changes.